Here we have another 1080p projector, this time by a company called Vivibright. Now, we've looked at Vivibright projectors in the past, and to be honest with you, they've been pretty decent. We looked at a projector called the GP100 about 2 or 3 years ago now, and that was priced around the £100 mark. If you're in the US, that would be about $130, $140, something like that. Now, this is a 1080p projector, whereas the GP100 was about a 720p projector. Now, they both share the same technology. They both use LED light source as well as a LCD projection technology inside the machine. So that LCD technology isn't quite as good as, say, a DLP projector, but you know, they're half decent, and you've got to remember they are budget projectors. So this one here is about £270, which is what, about $300? Not entirely sure. You'll have to check that out. Of course, the links are in the description if you want to have a look at it. But we're going to be having a look at how well this performs. Now, we looked at the Vankyo 630 just a couple of weeks ago, and that was alright. Unfortunately, it was let down by the fact that the colours were a little bit washed out. This one so far, a little bit better. When we unbox the projector, we are greeted with this nice little rucksack. Ideal for you guys that want something very portable. This will protect it. As well as that, we get the usual gubbins, we get a power lead, we get a cloth, as well as a manual for the projector itself. The projector is pretty compact, it's not too heavy either. On the front we have a glass lens, which is really important because it's much more durable than, say, an acrylic lens on a cheaper projector, for example. On the back, the usual thing, we get USB ports, HDMI, we've got a control panel for all the settings on the projector. As well as that, around the projector we've got ventilation ports. Obviously there's going to be a fan running all the time, so it's going to need to expel some heat. On the underside of the projector, we've got mounting points for a ceiling mount, for example. If you want to mount it in your ceiling or your living room, you'll just need a mounting harness for that, or a bracket. And yeah, that is the projector. So let's turn on this projector now. Let's show you guys just how good it is. Obviously, I've already played around with it, and I think it's pretty half decent. But at the end of the day, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So let's turn it on. Let's have some gameplay, video footage. Let's just see how well this performs.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me home to a castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me home? Take me home. We can
The main feature of this particular Vivibright F30 model is its ability to screen mirror. It's compatible with both iPhone and Android devices, but you must bear in mind is that your Android device must have the ability to display wirelessly. Usually you'll find that within your settings. Not all Android mobile phones have this feature, so you need to check it before buying a projector like this for that particular feature. So the actual screen mirroring itself works just fine. It's a little bit laggy here and there depending on what you're trying to display on the projector, but overall a very nice feature and it works pretty well. So what did you think of this projector? Personally, I thought it was pretty half decent. The colours are crisp, the image quality is pretty darn good. Now that was a 70-inch display, so obviously if we're going to be decreasing it to something like 32, 43 sort of size, the image quality is just going to be even better. Obviously it's only capable of 1080p, so you're stretching pixels at that point when you're getting up to those sort of sizes, but even so it was pretty crisp. Now of course it isn't perfect. The colours were ever so slightly out. They were pretty good but not perfect really, although you could probably adjust that in the settings itself. Now, as well as that, on the corners of the projector, they were slightly blurred sometimes. I don't know if you noticed on YouTube and just Google and just basically on the computer, it was slightly out of focus on the corners, whereas on the game, it wasn't. I'm not sure why that was. You'd probably be able to just tinker around with it a little bit and just, get it just right. But overall, not a bad projector. A little bit pricey, £270 from a company like Vivibright. I would have expected it just a little bit cheaper. Maybe you can get it cheaper, not entirely sure. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you are interested in checking it out on Amazon, I'll leave those links in the description just below. Thanks for watching and we shall see you on the next one. Oh, and one last thing just before I go. Obviously this is a LCD projector, not a DLP projector. DLP 1080p projectors would be so much better than this, purely because of the technology involved in being a DLP projector. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, look it up and make the comparison between LCD and DLP. Now, of course, this is £270. It's not cheap, but it's still a budget projector. Just a quick thought, really, before I go, is the fact that you'd probably be able to get a 1080p DLP lamp Epson projector second hand on eBay for probably a quarter of the price of this projector. Obviously you're not going to get a warranty with that, as well as that it's probably going to be a lamp projector, an entirely different thing altogether. These use LEDs, whereas they can last for like 10 years or something. Lamp projectors, not so much, but it's something to think about. Anyway, that's me ranting on.